Well, you know, bees are dying too.
Yeah.
Bees are dying from the heat.
Is it the heat?
Yep, they're evaporating, they ejaculate, and their whole body blows up.
Is that real?
Bring it up, Jamie. I'm going to fucking do something in here today.
Look at this. At temperatures over 107 degrees Fahrenheit, it is estimated that half of male honeybees will die in this manner within 6 hours. With more sensitive individuals dying after only 2 or 3 hours.
The headline is the manner there.
Oh, bees ejaculating themselves to death in heat waves.
Fuck yeah, baby.
Oh my
Spring
God, you're telling
break,
the
baby.
truth. I thought you were just
Spring
making
break.
shit
So
up.
did I.
Click on that.
Hell no, dude. This is in, I'm sure, this is in Panama City Beach, Florida.
Bees, bees, click on that link. What happened?
This is Kid Rock's honey. That's who's making this shit. That is for sure if it's got semen in it. Dude, I heard you and that guy, they were talking about, y'all were talking about horse sex and the, when I pulled up in the lobby, I was like, oh, okay, this is my kind of place today. Dude, I saw in New Orleans one time they had a lot of the cops in the French Quarter on horseback.
Yeah.
And 2 of the horses started fucking with the,
Really?
with the cops on them, bro.
Were the cops getting mad?
One of them was.
Was the other one excited?
The one in the back, I think, was kind of fucking vibing with it a little, because at least he was in the winning position, you know?
Right. You don't want to be the guy where the horse gets done fucking that horse and then he starts fucking you.
And we ate a bunch of shrooms out there and kind of commandeered this water table. There was a water table that had kind of been left unattended.
What is a water table?
Just a table with a bunch of cups of
table
water.
with waters on it. Okay.
So we got over there and people were running, you know, they're going, and we started telling people that the water was for Asian people only, right? Bro, we are crying, laughing, because people are running. They can't stop. They're trying to make a time. So for some people, we'll be like, bro, it's Asians only. And it was like, why? You know? And then Asian people were all excited, you know, and we kept dousing them up. Dude, we were fucking... I would take pictures with, like, people, and I'd have my fucking nuts hanging out the whole time.
What?
Yeah, bro, we were out.
You took pictures of people with your nuts out? How old were you at the time?
I don't know, man. Probably 28. And people were like, hey, let's get a picture together. So we get it, and I just slip that bag out there, maybe that fucking gum holster. You know what I'm saying? Dude, and cocaine. Oh, go back to that vest story, man. So here's what happened. So I would do some cocaine at 1,000, put on these different vests.
How many did you buy again?
I don't know. I spent too much on them, but I would probably say the priciest one I had was probably about $210. Nice.
Damn.
Yeah. And so I would get fucked up and put these vests on and put on sunglasses and no like Buffalo Bill shit, but at least partying by myself, you know. And one time I was making a smoothie, you know, because I got like a new, I don't know what kind of blender it is, but it's pretty nice. And I was making like a nice smoothie, and I'm fucking coked up, I'm partying, you know, I'm living high on the hog. Got these 2 vests on, maybe, right? And I thought I heard something outside, right? Which is kind of weird to even think of when you have a blender going, right? So I leave out of my apartment to go in the hallway, lock myself out with the blender going. 2:30 in the morning, coked up out of my brain, right? Now I have to go to my landlord, dude, who lives right down the hall.
Oh, no.
And tell him, like, hey, man.
2:30 in the morning? I got locked out. And the blender's on, son. Oh, my God. He must have hated you.
Oh, the blender shorts out and smoke happens. The fire alarm starts going off in the building right as I'm at his door knocking, right?
Oh, my God.
So now he's pissed, and he's like, what's going on? And I didn't know what to say. I told him that I was throwing a late Christmas party, dude. It was fucking end of January.
How old were you at the time?
Huh? Oh, this is 2.5 years ago. So I was 35. I was 35. Bro, so he comes back to my apartment, right? He's fucking pissed. He unlocks the door. There's nobody in there.
Oh, my God.
I'm like, man, but it was fun.
Oh, my God.
That was fun.
How long did you live there for?
I still live there.
Whoa.
Yeah, we've patched. I mean, we kind of, you know, like I've caught him doing some things. So I think we're all even.
16 years old, like, you are so horny, like all the time. It's like you're aching. It's horrific. Do you remember those days?
Yeah, dude.
You get those steel boners that just controlled your life like a compass. Due north.
I remember opening my pants to pee, and I would hear, bro, peeing out of a boner, just hot, peeing sideways in a thing just to pee
You would have
well.
to put your hand on the wall and bend towards it like you're fucking, and then try to hold yourself up with one hand and push your boner down with your other hand.
Yeah.
You gotta like push it down like you're trying to force a drunk out of a bar.
Dude, I remember when I could first ejaculate, I remember they had this lady. I'd go outside in the morning, so I'm in jerk off outside, and they had this lady that would walk these two dogs, right? And so, because I remember seeing on Nature Channel where if like there's urine or animal semen, like some animals won't, it's like territory.
Right.
So I remember she'd walk these two dogs, and I would do it in like different spots to see if the animal, like what they would do, like a reaction. And the little one would go over there, and the big one would never even.
Really?
Yeah, it was like the little one, I guess, almost felt like...
He's a cuck.
Yeah, maybe the little one's over
cuck.
there. Yeah.
You want to go over and sniff your loads.
But the big one didn't want that smoke, baby. He didn't want none of it, dude. But I remember that, dude. Yeah, it was so exciting. I remember... Here's one thing I do really recollect emotionally was that I had this thing that made me feel good. I could feel good whenever I wanted to. And that was a huge thing for me.
Yeah.
Like if I was having a horrible day or I was was not feeling good about myself, which was a lot as a kid, I could come home and I could
bust one
and it was suddenly I had control over how I felt.
Right.
And it was the only way to do it. And it was this, which is probably not a great way to establish feeling decent, but suddenly I had that little decent stick on me. You know
what I used it for? A sleeping pill. It was great. If I couldn't sleep, whack one off. I
could see that for you.
Out cold.
I could see that for you.
Here we go. Like if I need to take a nap and I know I only have like an hour, I'm like, well, 15 minutes of it'll be me beating off, and then I'll definitely get that 45 in. Otherwise, I'm laying there for fucking 35 minutes going, if I go to sleep now, I get 15 minutes. Shit, if I go to sleep now, I can sleep for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I bust a nut, then I'm going to sleep right away. It's no ifs, ands, or buts. I'm snoring.
I'm sucking on my own tongue at that point, dude. I'm out, yeah. Yeah, I remember that shit was fun, dude. It was fun being just the busts were just like, beautiful.
I remember when I was 16 years old, it was like one of the first times a girl had ever given me a blowjob. This girl I was dating gave me a blowjob. And I
Inside?
Outside on a porch.
Yeah. At
nighttime. This girl I was dating, and I came so hard my ears rang. The only time in my life. It was like, beep. And I was lightheaded. I was like, Jesus. Because those were like 16-year-old cum shots. That's a different thing. When you've been just storing it up for a few weeks.
It was like watching like those guys who go off that thing on the Olympics. It was like that, dude. Just
skiers.
Yeah. Oh man, that was fun, dude.
You know what's really crazy is that you think about the difference between being 11, 12, and then 13, 14, 15, 16. In just 5 years, your desire, like what you want to do with the world, changes 100%. All of a sudden, you got all these crazy hormones in your system. You're confused. You're hard all the time. Like you get boners in class all the time. I'd have to pull out my shirt. Like if you sat down too long, you would get a boner.
We have to walk up to the board backwards and shit, like just weird shit.
Or you would tuck it into like the top. Yeah. It's almost like it'd be poking
wear a big shirt.
Top of your underwear.
Wear a Lamaze shirt from your stepmom.
If you have a hard on and it's like this, you got a problem. But if you take it and you put it like that and put that,
you lock it in.
Lock it in with that the rubber from the underwear band. Yeah, it's like he's poking out of the top, and you put the clothes over it. You're like, ooh, nothing to see here.
Put it in that hard scarf, baby. You know what I'm saying? That's your next invention. Joe Rogan's teenage boner lock underwear.
Do you know Elvis had a boner in a movie? There was a movie.
Oh, yeah, I believe it.
Some movie with women. I forget what it's called. Women are in the title. But there's a scene where Elvis is with this girl, and she's pretty fucking hot. And Elvis is like dancing with her, and he's got a full rod, like it's poking out of his pants, and they left it in there.
Damn.
They didn't even cut around it.
Sometimes when I get real excited, even still, I'll grab my penis and squeeze it. Do you ever do that?
When it's hard or soft?
When it's soft.
You just grab it?
Yeah, like it makes
Wake
me
up,
feel.
bitch.
No, it's just
What are
like.
you saying? Like, yeah.
Let me think.
I don't like to squeeze it when it's soft. It hurts.
Yeah, it makes
Here
me
it
feel
is.
kind of fired up.
So Elvis in this scene, yeah. The walls have ears. That's Look at that. Got a full.
Damn.
Back that up a little bit.
Daddy running that rod out there, huh?
Watch this as he moves. Watch this. Watch this. Right there. Bro.
Ooh.
He's got a boner.
That's that 11-pound test he's
Look
got
at her.
going on.
Look how she backs her
Yes.
her vagina back. Like, yes. She realizes something's going on there.
Immediately.
Bro, women were different back then. No one worked out.
Oh, well, it's like if you go to like Europe now, it's almost like they don't have a lot of gyms and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Italy, I noticed that.
Yeah, you go to
I've been
Italy, you're
a
like,
few times. Their gyms are bullshit. Like, where the fuck are your weights?
it's like a pizzeria. Every gym is just serving pizza. Just people eating pizza. Like, yeah.
They had like one of these cable machines. The cables were fucked up. I was trying to do chin-ups off of it.
It just got cable. It was like a direct TV. Yeah, you're just watching shows.
They had like one treadmill, and this was like a nice place I was staying at.
Maybe that's just Italy. I thought it was maybe in France too, but I realized that when I was in Europe one time. I said, damn, they don't really have. They're not as concerned with like the appearance of the fitness, you know.
I just don't think it's part of the culture. The culture is about eating and drinking wine and relaxing and having fun, and they have a different view on things. I don't know what's better or worse, but they seem to have a more relaxed take on things.
Yeah.
And their food's better. So maybe they're right.
Well, our food is all stressed out, you know. Yeah. I think even the meat you get is stressed. And I was thinking about this the other day, dude. Like the other day I had a steak like on a Tuesday or something, dude. Like steak used to be like, remember steak was for, dude, I remember the first time I saw a steak, I think I was 19 or 22 years old. First time I saw a steak, right?
Really?
Yeah. Say something like this happens, right? You're leaving work, okay?
Okay.
And things got compromised out in the world. You were at work, you were doing a podcast episode or something, and like things just kind of hit that level where it's like maybe a couple police precincts have been taken over just by vandals and crazies. Like the pendulum's starting to, things are getting like AWOL, right? And then everything, the purge, right? So you're driving home, you're getting fucking Cam Haynes is sending you fucking 1,000 hammers. You know what I'm saying? Like you're getting all of it. Everybody's just texting you. You know, Jocko's like, I'm not even waking up tomorrow for work. I'll be up all. You know, I'm just gonna be up at 4:30. Right? Like everything's all. What do you do? Like how do you? This is the end. This is when it's like, all right, Joe Rogan. You know what I'm saying? You hear it just comes from God or from something like a strong wind with a fucking with a voice box in it. It's like, this is it.
This is the apocalypse.
You're leaving work. This is it.
I guess you have to respond to each individual situation. It's like each thing will be unique. Like, is someone trying to break in your house? Is someone trying to rob your, someone trying to break into your car while you're driving?
Okay,
like,
so you have an hour. You have kind of an hour.
Right.
We'll give you 90 minutes. You have 90 minutes to kind of get before you're going to start to feel some pressure.
What do you do?
I don't know.
I guess load up some magazines.
Oh, I'm fucked. But I'm wondering, what do you do? You know?
That's what I would do. I'd probably load up some magazines.
Okay. Into what?
Into guns.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know if you fucking
at
the periodical
I don't mean magazines
section.
like Sports Illustrated.
I'm like, dang,
I mean like
crazy.
an AR.
This guy's taking information with him into a bunker.
I'm reading Time magazine.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, I just see Joe with as many copies of Field and Stream as you can fucking live.
Well, you could use those magazines as like protection. You stack enough of them on top of each other.
Okay, see, now you're thinking.
They'll slow bullets down.
Okay, but say like you pick up your family or something. Do you guys stay? Do you have a bunker?
I don't currently, but this conversation is making me want a bunker.
Yeah.
I've wanted a ranch for that very reason. Like, if shit goes completely sideways, it would be great if there was a place with water and food. Where you got your water, you got your food, like, on the property.
Okay, what about if you're kind of in a city or you're in like a like what's maybe a business or something you'd hold up in? You think is viable?
a business that I'd hold up in, it would have to be some sort of fortified establishment.
Like the mall?
No. No, you'd have to get something that you could defend.
Dude, the mall?
Yeah? The mall?
I think 'cause you'd have probably like, think of all you could hide in the fucking Macy's behind all the...
Hiding Cinnabon behind the counter.
Yeah. Just in there. Just squeezing frosting into your mouth and fucking pumping shells.
It would be a good excuse to eat that food because, like, look, I gotta eat something.
And that stuff will keep because a lot of that stuff has like all the preservatives in it.
Yeah.
So you'd have that. You'd have mannequins in there. Think about that. You could set up like a like a Mirage.
Right. Like a fake sort of situation.
Yeah.
Where people would think that, but you're behind that.
Yeah.
Hiding. Yeah.
So the mall, I think, could be good. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I would go to the mall.
Really?
Yeah.
The mall.
Yeah, because nobody's at the mall anymore.
But the dumbest people are at the mall. They're gonna fuck it up for you.
They gotta go.
They're gonna go, the Russians are here, guys!
Look.
Like, hey, shut the fuck up. I'm pretending to be a mannequin.
I'm like, hey, give me a medium. Okay.
Have you ever been in a riot? Like a riot type situation?
No, I was at Beta Breakers one time on mushrooms in San Francisco, though,
What's
dude.
Beta Breakers? What is Beta Breakers? What is that?
It's like a bunch of people. They're like racers. They're like, they race in the street, you know?
What kind of racing?
Just for long distance. The Kenyans always win it. Yeah.
Oh, running. Okay.
Yeah, running racing. So it's a bunch of those folks.
Bay 2 breakers. I thought you were saying beta breakers.
Yeah, Bay 2 breakers.
I thought he was saying that too.
That's what I typed in. But...
Oh, no. Beta breakers, I think, is a little different.
Bay 2 breakers.
Yep. So
that's the run.
Yep. So that's the run. And you can just get in costumes and just be in it. It's like.
Oh, like the dude is dressed up like a pink monkey.
Yeah.
How weird is that? And he's at the front. Oh, McDonald's. They dressed up like Ronald McDonald.
Yeah, so people just do all kind of costumes.
Oh, interesting.
And we ate a bunch of shrooms out there and kind of commandeered this water table. There was a water table that had kind of been left unattended.
What is a water table?
Just a table with a bunch of cups of water.
Oh, table with waters on it. Okay.
So we got over there and people were running, you know, they're going. And we started telling people that the water was for Asian people only, right? Bro, we are crying, laughing, because people are running. They can't stop. They're trying to make a time. So for some people, we'll be like, bro, it's Asians only. And it was like, why? You know? And then Asian people were all excited, you know, and we kept dousing them up. Dude, we were fucking... I would take pictures with, like, people, and I'd have my fucking nuts hanging out the whole time.
What?
Yeah, bro, we were out.
You took pictures of people with your nuts out? How old were you at the time?
I don't know, man. Probably 28. And people were like, hey, let's get a picture together. So we get it, and I just slip that bag out there, maybe that fucking gum holster. You know what I'm saying? People, do you think more people are related than we realize? That there's more, that's sometimes why people get, like, born with certain deficiencies and stuff like that, like Down syndrome and all of that, because more...
Down what?
Down syndrome. Because more people are related. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I got stuck in an elevator one time. I was at Mardi Gras, and we were in there for like 17 minutes, and some dude, there's two girls, and there was like 9 people. It was like a busy day at Mardi Gras. I'm there with my buddy Josh Kelly. He's a musician. He's playing. We take this elevator, and like 9 of us get stuck in this elevator for like maybe an hour. But you can hear Mardi Gras going on. We're like, how long are we going to be in here? And we're in there in a little while, and some guy goes to 2 girls in there. He goes, don't worry, nobody in here is going to rape y'all. That's what he said. And suddenly, like, everything in there just changed. We're like, nobody's even thinking about that shit, you know?
How big is this elevator?
It was probably, honestly, I bet it was almost as big as this table.
Big elevator.
Yeah, maybe 2 feet smaller on that end. Maybe 1 foot.
So not so big elevator.
Yeah. And some guy kept trying to just pull the doors open as hard as he could.
And how many people are in there with you?
I would say 7 people.
7 people, and 2 of them are girls.
Yeah.
Boy, suck to be them after that idiot has to say that.
Yeah, dude.
Because
they
have to think about that.
Yeah.
No one's going to rape you. Like, what the fuck, man? Imagine.
And if he's not thinking about raping them, then you think he's going to be thinking about, you know.
Did anybody tell him to shut the fuck up?
People just said, calm down, calm down. You know, but it was just interesting how it escalated. Like, you know, things started to escalate. You've worked so long at UFC. Do you feel like that? And I've watched your pace over there. I remember when I did a show with you in Atlanta, and then we did a show the night before. Then I was sitting behind you, and so like you guys are commentating, and then you go right up into the ring, and you come right back down, and you commentate again. I mean, it was like watching it just seemed like a lot. Like this is a lot, like you have to have a real pace for it.
It's a real job.
Yeah.
You have to have energy for sure.
It blew my mind.
Yeah, it's like, and you're doing it for 6 hours.
Yeah.
And I sit down for 6 hours and I try not to pee, which is lucky that I have good experience doing the podcast because I'm used to like holding my piss for 3 hours, but that's about my limit. So I always have to pee at least once or twice.
Ride that
during the
bag,
event.
baby. You know I like riding that bag.
It's hard though sometimes. Like also, I'm drinking like Monster energy drinks sometimes, which are like piss magnets.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're delicious, but they make you want to pee.
Make you want to beat your wife too, dude. I've seen a lot of dudes drinking Monster that they're going home to punch.
I don't know if the Monster is the cause of it. I think there's probably other factors.
Well, I'll say this. It's the beverage of choice of some of those gentlemen. I'll say that.
I thought it was rock stars.
Maybe it used to be.
It's a great job, man. I love it. I look forward to it every time. I look forward to it this weekend. I'm doing this weekend in Dallas. I'm pumped.
Oh, nice. I don't know who's fighting on that one.
It's Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Pena.
Dude, I was at the first one.
Yes. Who knows what's happening in that rematch?
And Halle Berry was there at the first one, dude.
Oh, yeah.
That was cool.
Halle Berry's a big fan. She's there all the time.
Yeah, that was
loves
cool.
The sport.
Yeah, Jared Leto was there. He's neat.
He's always there, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he loves it. It's always, it's exciting, man. You know who's a big fan of it now? Mark Zuckerberg. He's a big fan of MMA.
Really?
Yeah. He loves it. He got, like, super addicted to it. He's training now. He's doing jiu-jitsu.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
They should make him fight other owners of things.
Who do you think he would fight? Bezos? Bezos is a little older. It's kind of cruel to make him fight Bezos. He might fuck Bezos up.
Who could he get in against? Somebody that...
I put all my money on Elon. You teach
Really?
Elon martial arts? Yeah, he'd figure out a way to fuck you up.
Yeah. He's efficient. He just had like 9 kids in a month, I heard on Twitter. How fucking efficient is that?
I think he's doing it through in vitro fertilization.
I'm sure.
He jerks off into a FedEx tube and mails it to these ladies.
I've thought about that. I thought about having a kid via like a machine or something,
You think that's the way to do it?
I think because I was thinking about having a child with a friend of mine.
A guy or a girl?
A woman.
Okay.
Damn,
just checking.
bruh.
I just want to let you know what you can and can't do.
The worst is if you're jerking off with a hat on, bro. You're going to hell, I think.
Fedora.
Yeah, that's the worst, bro. That's the most French thing you can do.
Jacking off with them straw Kentucky Derby hats.
Yeah, what's the worst hat to jack off?
The worst hat to jack
Probably
off.
a top hat because you have to balance yourself while you're jerking off. Yeah.
One of them fucking chimney sweep hats.
Yeah. The best would be one of those Chinese hats, bro, because if you squat down low enough to the ground, you can almost hide under it and jerk off. Those things would be dope, bro.
The most confusing would be like one of them Daniel Boone raccoon caps.
Yeah, but
You got that tail in your eye. You push it. You're blowing the tail's in the way. Get the fuck out of my way with this tail.
The Dutch are so aerodynamic.
They move good?
No, you ever seen a Dutch? They're really aerodynamic. They're
what? What are you doing with your hands?
lean face, lean headed.
No, they're not.
4 inches cheek to cheek.
They're big people, man.
Dude,
Do you know how big they are?
the Dutch, they're very tall, but
Yeah.
they're very aerodynamic, very
Aerodynamic.
the downhill people, they call them, dude.
We're going into the Matrix, Theo Vaughn. We're going into the Matrix.
I want to get my stuff first.
What would you bring? If I said, hey, dude, you can go in the Matrix, but you can bring 3 things.
I'd have to bring a picture of my family, and then I'd have to bring probably some water. I would.
You think you'd need water in the Matrix?
I'm not going to be the guy without it in there. Or maybe a toothbrush. 'Cause, dude, you're the only person with a freaking nice grill in the Matrix. You're getting some puss, bro. Dude, and cocaine. Oh, go back to that vest story, man. So here's what happened. So I would do some cocaine 1,000, put on these different vests.
How many did you buy again?
I don't know. I spent too much on them, but I would probably say the priciest one I had was probably about $210. Nice.
Damn.
Yeah. And so I would get fucked up and put these vests on and put on sunglasses and no like Buffalo Bill shit, but at least partying by myself, you know. And one time I was making a smoothie, you know, because I got like a new, I don't know what kind of blender it is, but it's pretty nice. And I was making like a nice smoothie, and I'm fucking coked up, I'm partying, you know, I'm living high on the hog. Got these 2 vests on, maybe, right? And I thought I heard something outside, right? Which is kind of weird to even think of when you have a blender going, right? So I leave out of my apartment to go in the hallway, lock myself out with the blender going, 2:30 in the morning, coked up out of my brain, right? Now I have to go to my landlord, dude, who lives right down the hall.
Oh, no.
And tell him.
What activities do you think you do where you come a lot? Like the kind of people that, like, power lifters probably shoot giant loads, right?
Dude, this shit is getting gay, bro, today. Man, sorry, I gotta fucking...
It's just very dick-oriented today. I wouldn't say it's gay.
Well, it's that time of year. It's spring. People are refreshed.
It's not spring. It's the middle of the winter.
Yeah.
It's freezing cold out. It's just January.
Whatever. You guys aren't open-minded. That's what I think, bro.
It doesn't get more winter than January.
Well,
It's not even a Groundhog's Day yet.
Why not just say it's August?
Okay.
Why just scooping up shit? Imagine if your grandma just shit all over your lawn. Just go out in the lawn and she shits in the yard, shits on the lawn. Like, oh, grandma's out there shitting. I gotta go clean up her shit.
yeah.
I love her, but God, I hate cleaning her shit.
Yeah, I would hate cleaning up probably human shit for some reason. But I remember...
More than dog shit?
Well, when I was a kid, they had a boy in our neighborhood named Mario, right? And he was, dude, he ended up dying, actually. He did some pills and drove into an embankment. But when I was young, he would shit in his yard and make me bury it. And that's how I was allowed to be friends with him.
How did he make you bury it?
He just asked me to do it, and I was afraid not to do it, I think.
He said, hey, yo, dude, you're not going to believe this, but I took a shit, and it's out my yard. I can't even bury it because I'll throw up. Hey, do me a favor, go bury it?
Yeah. He was dark, man. He had a real dark vision. And he would, I mean, he probably, honestly, dude, he probably shit 200, 300 times, and I buried it.
No.
I swear to God.
Come on.
I swear to God. I swear to God, dude. And he,
How'd you not run out of places to make new holes? Did you think you ever dug up old shit to put in new shit?
Oh yeah, I wouldn't be surprised, man. We basically had like the only setup I had, and I didn't even have a strong system. The only setup I had was like one of those plastic, beach.
Oh no!
Like a beach setup, dude. I'm
How'd you
talking.
get
I was
in there?
7.
So wait a minute. This 7-year-old was doing this. How old was he?
He was 8 or 9.
Oh, he's tricking you by
Yeah.
being older.
He was older, and
2 years when you're 7 is a long stretch. You know, when you're 32,
Oh, yeah.
32, 34, that doesn't mean shit.
whatever, dude. You-
7 and 9, that's a big stretch.
yeah, you go shit at your house, buddy. That's what I tell people now. But-
So for what was do you remember the first? There's no way you really remember.
I remember
what
100%.
he said.
I don't remember what he said, but I remember.
How did it happen? How did it happen? Where you find yourself with a plastic shovel and another person's shit, going, "Damn." How did it come to this?
Well, it came to it because I know my brother probably wasn't around, and I wanted somebody to play with, and he was older, so I was hanging out, and he was deviant, man.
How so?
He just had a little bit of like he was kind of slithering. You know what I'm talking about? From
He knew how to manipulate you.
yeah, he was
Obviously, you buried his shit 200 plus times.
like he had the same color in the outside of his eye and the inside of his eye. You know what I'm talking
Like
about?
a demon.
Yeah, like a light
El
demon.
Diablo.
Yeah, like a El Diablo, but also who was in elementary school.
Oh, interesting.
But he
So when you first found yourself, do you remember the feeling that you first found when you were digging a hole for a dude's shit? Like, just thinking, what am I? How long can I do this? What if he keeps asking? How do I stop this? How did you wind up stopping? That's maybe a better question.
You know what? I don't remember how it kind of, how
Petered
it kind
off?
of, petered off. I don't remember how it kind of tapered off, you know?
His parents ever like, hey, do you ever shit in the house? How come we don't have any missing toilet paper?
Well, dude, you know what? That's what I think it was. I think he was lazy. I'm serious. And he shat outside behind his slide. They had a slide in his yard because they had, a little bit of money.
God.
And he shat outside behind the slide.
Shat is a great word, too, by the way.
And it was silty kind of soil and sand. And I remember going over there, and I still remember.
Now
Yeah.
I'm telling jokes? Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and then telling people when you go back home and they've never seen you, they've never heard of you. They think you're gay. And it's like you won't like. They're like, you keep flying home, you don't have any money, and you're not bringing a girl home.
You
have these jokes.
Something.
Yeah, you're hiding from something. You know, just come out. I remember my stepdad is yelling at me in the yard one time.
Told you to come out?
Yeah, I was like, I'm not fucking gay, bro. I was like, I'm just not flying some girl home that I just met. You know, just to prove to you guys.
He thought he could catch you. He thought he could catch you in a lie. The worst has got to be if someone says you're gay and you are, but you don't want to admit it.
Oh, yeah, that'd be
like,
scary.
Shit.
Yeah, you change your clothes the next day. You come dressed like in a mafia outfit or something, like something to totally take them hot off the trail, you know? The meat,
Oh, you ate them, you're saying?
Yeah, but the...
You guys ate owls?
Yeah.
I don't think that's legal. You probably shouldn't say that on the podcast.
Well, I didn't have a lot. I'll tell you this, if you want to feed a family of 4, you can't just have one owl. I will say that, though.
Well, if you look at what it looks like without the feathers, it looks like a fucking demon.
Yeah.
You know?
It's a real bait and switch, I feel like. It's one of God's hidden agendas.
Well, I was talking to someone about peacocks about this, and I started talking about it on stage.
I don't know.
Yeah, that's a duck, bro.
But it says peacock.
That is something else. That is meningitis,
doesn't seem
I
right,
think.
though. Go back up to the peacock
bro.
picture. They have I just dropped that rabbit and said, fuck it. And I stopped the car and to check it out. I was like, whoa.
That's flirting, really, it sounds like.
Flirting?
Oh, if a bird drops a rabbit at your feet?
Hey, bitch.
Yeah, it's ready to fuck.
Probably. Yeah, like you didn't love the French?
I love the Canadians.
French Canadians.
Yeah, I'll take them.
You love Canadians, period.
I love Canadians, period.
But do you love French Canadians?
Yes, because they are Canadian. But French, bro.
Not into French?
And nobody is.
They make great wine.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. People go to Paris every year.
Yeah, but they leave. It's not the kind of place people are milling around, man. Like if a plane crashed, I already know I'm planned ahead, dude. I'd eat a Vietnamese guy.
Why?
Because that's easy. It's a starter move. If you attack somebody bigger, if you eat somebody bigger in front of other people, it's going to alarm people. But you
got to eat a small person, so stature is important.
I think if you gum down a Viet, people aren't going to be that upset at you.
Well, the Vietnamese people are going to be super upset. What are you talking about?
No,
Somebody's
okay.
dad.
Yeah, they're more understanding of things, dude.
Is this a character you're playing?
No. But if you eat you eat a black lady and her family's there, they're going to be pissed.
So you think a Vietnamese person would let you slide?
I think that they'd be much more forgiving over a couple of day period.
I think
their relatives. You don't think so? Honestly.
Well, one thing, no, I don't think so. I definitely think they'd be super pissed at you, especially modernized ones. But what is interesting is like Vietnam is one of the few places where Americans can go back to Vietnam and they don't seem to hold any grudge at all.
Exhibit A. Exhibit A, man, honestly. Well, Asian people in general are just much more forgiving and understanding, it seems like. I feel like. I don't have much.
I think that's a giant generalization.
It probably is, you know. I mean, I did a fast for like 4 days, and then I was at the Best Buy, and I remember this Vietnamese guy was trying to help me out, and I couldn't even hear him. I was so hungry, and I couldn't.
You did a fast for 4 days?
Oh, dude, yeah.
What were you trying to prove?
I don't know, man. I was probably just dealing with some stuff, and I was just trying to find a different way to handle it, you know?
Right.
And then I remember this Vietnamese guy, and I remember thinking if everybody turned the other way for a second, I could eat this young fella, you know? Ben. His name was Ben, actually, over there in Westwood. I'd never thought.
Oh, my God, it's so ridiculous.
But here's the thing. I'd never thought that before.
So you only thought you got to the verge of cannibalism after just 4 days?
Yeah.
Damn. How much weight did you lose?
I probably lost about 4 pounds, but pounds I needed too. You
Wow.
know? But I got clear, man. I could hear, swear to God, y'all could hear somebody fold a piece of bread from 80 feet away, bro. I was so hungry, dude. I could hear a fucking skittle hit the cement across the street. I think you would think they do, but for their size and stuff, they're not doing that much.
Who do you think shoots the biggest loads?
I think a
Basketball
guy
players?
that's in space. I think a guy that's on a cliff, like a cliff climber.
Yeah, but is that the biggest loads?
I mean, that guy's shooting some fucking...
Just because he has the balls to climb up like that?
He's busting some real spackle.
Maybe that's what it is. Like, he's got balls.
Right.
Like, those guys shoot bigger loads.
Yeah.
Like BMX jumpers, and they jump 3 times in the air and then land on the bike.
Yeah.
Maybe they have the biggest loads.
Also, guys who like fake put a sign on their car when they don't pay a meter, it's like meter's broken, and they just put that on their car and fucking still park there. Those dudes bust some loads, bro. I think there's other things too.
Like pickpockets?
Oh, people that wear turtlenecks do not come very much or far.
No. What is it about wanting to keep your neck warm? It's not very manly.
It's just a bitch move, I think. It's just the most French thing too. And I don't care about the French, dude.
Humans?
Yeah, just people that are just smoking their own dicks out there who have no real like, you know what I'm saying? Like I've met some people who, yeah, they're breathing, but that's it, really.
Yeah, this idea that we're all created equals. You've never met anybody that's a genius if you say that. I've met some people that I'm like, I talk to them, I go, oh, I'm like a monkey compared to you. You know?
Dude, I talked to your buddy Eddie Bravo, and that guy is a real.
He's out there.
He's like a deaf Jack Russell almost, you know?
A deaf Jack Russell?
Yeah, because once he gets going, you can't.
Oh, Jack Russell Terrier?
Yeah. You ever been around one of those dogs? You open the car, and then the next thing you know, they're at the. Yeah. They're like sick. Yeah.
But well, how's he deaf?
Because you can't get him back. Like once he goes, you can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't get him back in the car. Like you're sitting there honking the horn. You can't. That guy's out there. You know what I'm talking about.
I do know what you're talking about, but I've never heard anybody make a description like that. A deaf Jack Russell Terrier. That is hilarious.
He's extravagant, dude.
Yeah. Do you think you see yourself ever going to church again?
Yeah, I would think so. I think church is kind of evolving over our time and stuff like that. And
would you go to Justin Bieber's preacher?
Carl Lentz?
You know who he is?
Yeah.
Whoa.
He texted me actually.
Whoa. He's trying to groom you. Trying to pull you in.
Is he a dark arts?
How low do you wear your shorts?
Huh? Oh, I saw you guys making fun of his root.
Dick root.
Yeah, that was a little wild, huh?
So you know him? So
I've never met him.
No, you just text each other back and forth.
Yeah, we communicate sometimes. Yeah, that's that root.
Hashtag dick root. Handsome fellow.
And he
looks good.
Yeah, they're both pretty
camo
attractive,
too.
I think.
He's got camo
But
shorts.
they,
Those camo shorts? Yeah.
But I've never met him. But I would go
you just
to
text each other.
Yeah.
Does he try to meet you and you're like, not tonight, bro?
No. You think he's homoerotic?
No.
Oh.
No.
I mean,
that's a weird way of putting it.
Oh.
I think you're homoerotic.
What? Bro, you're way gayer than me, bro. You always, every time I'm here, you talk about jerking off the magical hat we almost wore. What about
Is that the problem? It's like you came in here with like gay expectations.
No, I got nothing, dude. Like Jelly Roll, dude. He's got that hog on him, huh?
Yeah, but he's clearly identifying as a male.
Oh, yeah, no one's denying.
But if he wasn't, and then he had that big old hog, keep him out of the women's room.
I'm just saying he's got that mistletoe on him, I heard, you know? That's what I heard, dude. I heard he's got that, you know, that thing that cops throw out to get the car to stop if it's going real fast?
Those nails on the strip.
I'm just saying, I heard he's got that rope on him, boy.
Damn.
So, whatever, dude. Stay black, homie. That's what Joey Diaz always says.
Stay black.
That's
the most important thing.
Dude.
Oh, my God. Have you ever seen the video where, speaking of Alex Jones, where Joey Diaz and Alex Jones is trying to calm Joey Diaz down, and I'm next to him. I'm just crying, laughing, and Joey's telling some story about how he smuggled weed through the airport under his nutsack. And that they didn't catch him, and then like, what kind of fucking security do we have here? Like, see if you can find it, because I am like literally crying, laughing, like I can't breathe. I'm fucking crying.
I haven't seen that. I'm trying to think of what I've seen.
Joey's going off, and this is Alex Jones of like the early 2000s.
No, I saw they got that new tariff in New York City. You see that? $9 to drive into the city now.
That's so crazy.
During congestion time. So
That's so crazy.
I think it's 5 a.m. to 2.
They're just trying to ruin that city, man.
Well, I just wonder, what will that, like, who does, obviously everything hits people that don't have money the hardest, right?
You know, we were talking about how once people have power over you, once they have control over you, they never want to let that go.
Oh, for sure.
The East Coast is a great example of that. And one of the best examples is the tolls. The tolls were supposed to be created to pay for the city, to build the roads,
right?
Build the bridges. But they paid for it 100 times over. Once it's already been paid, now you're just stealing money from people because you can.
Yeah.
So then they just fill their coffers up and fill their bureaucracy and fill their red tape to justify all this money coming in.
And it's all a scheme.
This is Joey on the Alex Jones Show. 2010.
Michael Jackson. I watched this.
They're just better at covering up what they do.
Did they
kill Michael Jackson?
No, I don't know.
Look at the movie. He was dancing and singing, and next you know he's dying of oxygen. No, not right. A junkie's a junkie every day. He doesn't wake up, sing and dance, and then he has oxygen tanks at night. Something's not right there. And in my case, like old school, you're worth more dead than what you are alive. You understand me?
And now they got a new record coming
He
out.
ain't in debt no more. He's doing a tour next year with the people from Vegas that jump up and down the Blue Band group, whatever the hell that is. I mean, he's worth more now than he's ever been. I think Paul McCartney killed Michael Jackson. That's what I think. If it was up to me knowing what I know, I smoke another joint, I'll break it down. I'll break it down because he bought the music from Paul McCartney, didn't want to give it back to him. And all of a sudden, they put Paul McCartney in the Super Bowl. They tried to build up the Beatles to get their thing going, and all of a sudden, Michael Jackson.
That's right, Mike.
I believe it.
It goes a lot longer. The best is the end, though. He says, "Stay black." Just get to the very back.
Time you listen to your bullshit congressman or your bullshit governor or even a bullshit president or somebody who's running for president, and he's hitting you with that same force shit that they give you every 4 fucking years, and you still vote for the fucking Momo, and then you get mad. Think about me saying the word fuck. With that, I'm out of here. I gotta go smoke a cigarette.
Hey, hold on a minute. We gotta say
Making
bye
some
here to
very
everybody.
solid points.
Don't do the. No, I know. Joey, you get it.
I'm with you, but this is just to let the American public know that every 4 years they buy the same shit they've been buying every 4 years, and the same people with their Harvard articulation and how they don't curse, and they're Christians, and they have a family, and these are the same people that shove it up your fucking ass every year. The one thing that you get about me is I'll say fuck, but I will not fucking rob you. If I need something, I'll ask you like a man.
You're a good guy. Hey.
So go fuck yourself, you cunt.
Hold on 1 second.
Take a joke, take a shuttle. Joey Diaz, Facebook, Twitter, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Big dicks in your ass.
Get out of here. You're in trouble.
He goes back.
I'm the umpire. This is the. I'm throwing. All right. Listen.
Stay black, because that's the most important.
Okay. Hey, Joe.
The show's over. Why are we even talking?
Stay black, dude. Bro, we got to start getting more. When are you gonna start to see people just identify as black? Then
You can't do that. They won't let you do that.
yeah, but that's what they said about everything.
Yeah, but that one's been a hard line for a while. They used to be able to do blackface. Think about it. So many people did blackface in movies. Robert Downey Jr. did blackface in the early 2000s, right?
Good point.
You used
Jimmy
to be
Kimmel
able to do
did
it. Look at that movie Soul Man. Remember? The guy pretended to be black to get like a college
Trudeau did
education. Yeah, he did it. A lot of people did it.
Lexter Holt, I don't even think he looks.
I think that's his real skin color.
You do?
Yeah, I think that is.
Okay, that's a rumor.
The point is, it's going the other direction. It's not going the direction of like the Rachel Dolezal.
No, I think you're going to have a real surge coming up.
Well, there are people that have tried it. The problem is now with 23andMe, it's real hard to pull
Mike
off.
Perry,
He's got like 2%.
you're gonna tell? Hey, I ain't gonna tell him he ain't. You know what I'm saying? That's for sure, dude. I ain't telling Mike Perry is a zebra if he wants to be,
Yeah.
dude. But
I'm not
can
interested
you bring
in
up
arguing.
people that are trying to be black and see, like by texturizing their skin? There's new things, Joe.
Well, I definitely think that people are taking pills. I've heard of that.
Yeah, darkening pills or whatever.
Yeah, there's some kind of medication that you can take. Maybe it's a peptide that darkens your skin. It may be a peptide, but I've heard of it. It might even have some weird like melanin name, like melanin or something like that. I don't remember though. But I do remember seeing it on an internet article where, you know, there's like how far are people going to like look different and all the different shit that people are doing.
Dark Buddy or whatever they're calling it.
Dark Buddy?
Yeah, they call it Dark Buddy. And you just like take a couple pills of it.
Oh, you're thinking of Justin Trudeau doing blackface.
Dude, you know he just retired.
He's just retired, yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, he's stepping down till they're going to have to find a replacement, and then he leaves.
I liked him better when he was black.
But that was very brief, I think.
But still,
For a
dude,
few
it was
hours.
a fucking vibe then. And then recently I heard, you should get shot. If somebody's like, hey, I'm gonna shoot you or stab you, say, hey, shoot me.
Yeah, well, it depends on where they shoot you and where they stab you. Like if they stab you in the top of the head, you're probably going to be okay. Unless you're on The Walking Dead. Those guns, like those knives in The Walking Dead, they go right in your head.
Yeah.
You ever notice that? You know how hard it is to stab someone in the fucking skull and go right through their skull into their brain?
It would be hard, huh?
Yeah, unless you get them in the temple, it's difficult. But in The Walking Dead, they just...
Yeah.
It's like they're made out of goo.
Yeah. Do you still watch it?
No. No, it's terrible. And then also on The Walking Dead, the arrows don't go through the head, which is crazy. Because
Yeah,
why
they
is it
just
so
get
easy?
stuck,
They
huh?
just get stuck.
It probably just seems more exciting.
Yeah, I mean, it's just special effects. But also, the arrows have field tips. They're not even using broadheads. They're using, like, target tips.
Oh, I don't know that much about arrows.
Yeah, if you look at an arrow, like in The Walking Dead, the tips, they don't have, like, a big broadhead, like a big cutting edge.
Yeah.
They have a point, just a little pointy point. And that's enough to kill the zombie. And then you got to pull the arrow out, and it's fucking stupid.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if a zombie was coming at me and I didn't have a weapon, what I would use. I guess I would probably, because they can't bite. I think if they bite you, then you're done.
That's the whole problem.
You'd have to
bite you.
probably outrun them or try and get them dizzy, you know?
What do you think would get a zombie dizzy?
I think a lot of cutbacks, probably a lot of, 180s, 720s.
My
But,
favorite person in the
spin arounds.
Walking Dead was the lady with the samurai sword. She fucked everybody up.
Yeah, they have a new spinoff, actually.
Was it just her?
And I think it's her and someone else. Yeah, she had the dreadlocks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After a while, though, like, how many zombies can you watch get killed? Like, enough.
Yeah, it's almost weird if people are still watching it.
Yeah, if you're like a big fan,
You're the
like,
zombie.
This new season is my favorite. Like, what? I think it's better now than ever. Because it's like we've gotten over just killing zombies all day, and and then it started getting scary again.
Dude, and none of the zombies, I wish they could cut away every now and then to some of the zombies trying to fuck on the side,
You think zombies fucking make new zombies?
Bro, come on. If you're a zombie, dude, there's some cool-ass zombies over on the side trying to get some of that fucking zompuss, bro.
I feel like it would be real easy to kill all the zombies. I don't think that it would be the kind of epidemic that they claim in those shows. They move slow.
Okay. So they move slow, but they're they just keep coming back, man.
Yeah, but like if zombies are coming to Texas, they're gonna get gunned down.
Okay.
They're not gonna make it.
But what about at nighttime when people who are out there shooting start to get tired and they got to rest?
They go inside. The zombies are like clawing at the door. They can't even figure out doorknobs. They're idiots.
Yeah.
I need to take a break. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna shut this door. Take a nap on the kitchen floor. They're clawing at the doors. You wake up, brew some coffee, reload, get out there, boom, boom, boom. Clean your porch off.
Dude, you're right. Zombies are fucking idiots.
They're idiots. The scary zombies 28 days later. Those are the scariest.
I
Did
don't
you ever see that movie?
I don't think I've seen that.
Best zombie movie of all time. Unquestionably, hands down. It's number one.
What about Bram Stoker's Dracula? Do you remember that movie?
Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah.
So fucking good, dude.
Fuck yeah. That was a good movie, man. That was the best movie.
God, it was
best
good.
best vampire movie, rather. That was really good.
Remember how scared you used to get when you were a kid? Did you ever get fucking really scared?
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, little kids are vulnerable. Scared. You think vampires might be real? Maybe people don't know. Especially when we were kids, there was no fucking internet.
Yeah. You
So,
just ask somebody. If they were dumb, then you were dumb.
People would tell you the ghosts were real, Bigfoot's real, everything. Yeah. Gary Oldman was the best Dracula. He was good in that Bram Stoker's Dracula. He was good.
Let me think. Look, can we see an image of it?
Yeah, he was a bunch of different like ages in that movie because like depending on how much blood he got, if he got the good blood, he would come back to life again.
He got more young.
Yeah, do you remember?
Yeah. Fuck
Like
yeah.
there was a scene where he was like very very old, and he met Keanu Reeves. Remember?
I don't remember that good at the moment.
Like something happened. I think he was shaving, and Keanu
he cut himself.
Yeah, he cut himself.
Yeah. And then he was helping him shave, wasn't he? Shaving him?
Yes. And then Gary Oldman licks the blade.
Yeah. Oh. That's
See if you can find that scene, old Dracula, because he was old Dracula, and then he was young Dracula, and Winona Ryder fell in love with him.
She was beautiful.
Oh, she was so hot. Isn't that amazing, like, though, that, like, women in these shows and movies, like Twilight, they fall in love with vampires? Like, what, psychologically, what's going on? There it is. See how old he was?
Yeah.
This is old Dracula. Let me hear his voice. Look at his hair, too.
Vampires, baby.
Happiness you bring.
Count Dracula.
I am Dracula.
And I bid you welcome, Mr. Harcourt, to my house.
Blood gaze, they call them, a lot of people.
Blood gaze.
Vampires.
Look how they had they used to have to. Oh, he fucked up. He walked in.
Oh, you didn't
He
see his
walked
shadow,
in.
though.
Exactly. But it's also you walked in. You're not supposed to walk in when they invite you, or if you invite them in your house, you're fucked.
You.
Yeah.
Oh.
It is no laughing matter.
Dude, is this a Hampton Inn in Memphis? This shit looks insane, bro.
We, Dracula's have a right to be proud.
What was he mad
Whatever,
about?
Lord
Back it up
Rich,
so we can hear what he's mad at him for.
Against all enemies of Christ. The relationship was not entirely successful.
Oh, yes.
It is no laughing matter. We,
He's mad.
Dracula's have a right to be proud. What devil or witch was ever so great as a killer whose blood flows in these veins?
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. It didn't seem so good. You know, when I saw it in the movies, it was pretty fucking good. But right there in that clip, I feel like many times on this show,
Yeah.
I've said, "Man, there's a scene. You got to see the scene." You
And
watch
it's
the scene,
bad?
you're like, "That scene kind of sucks."
Yeah.
How many? That happens more often than not, right? Yeah.
It's more than you would think it would be, because it's at least 50-50 probably. Like, oh fuck, that's stupid.
Well, how old is that movie too?
92.
92.
Did you think it was going to be bad, Jamie? Whenever he said, let's watch the scene, did you think it was going to be a bad one, or did you have any pre-thought
I
on
don't
it?
even remember that movie. I don't think I've even seen that movie, so I have no idea.
Dude, I think women like vampires because, first of all, they offer that live forever. So women want to live forever.
wanna be young
They want to
forever.
be immortalized in like a young space.
Yeah. And maybe the dude would do the dirty work, and they'll just profit off of it.
Beauty sleep,
Yeah, get that beauty sleep in a coffin. You fucking sleep.
nice castles.
And then you rise like this.
Yeah. Yeah. What a crazy week.
Yeah, very crazy. Well, you were one of the first guys to have him on the podcast. Did you have any hesitancy having him on at all?
My brother's a lot smarter than me, and he said, "Hey man, I just want you to think that there could be some reflection from people if you have him on, right? Like some people could be upset about it,
Right.
you know?" And I thought about that a little bit, and I was like, well, I don't really, like, I don't know, you know, like, I have political thoughts and beliefs and stuff like that, and it's like it's hard to find a group that really embodies them. And if anything, right now for me, it seems like I don't even feel like these new parties are the same as the old parties.
They're not.
It doesn't seem like this isn't Democrats and Republicans. There's something else transmorphing right now.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, I just want to be able to have a chance to talk to this guy, you know? And the main thing for me was like you talked about Dana White earlier. He's really, you know, I know that you guys work together, and he, you know, I knew that Trump's brother suffered from addiction, right? I knew that, right? I heard that or something, and I looked into it. It's like, okay, he lost his brother. His brother died of addiction. So I was like, well, that's interesting to me, you know? And I wish that I wonder if there's more to Donald Trump. Like, is there more of a way to talk with him about something that means, you know, try to get an emotional more of an emotional well to him than it seems like that's in the public.
Well, there was a thing that was going on for a while where you were platforming people. This was the idea. Like, if you had on a guy like Trump, you were platforming this bad person. This was this thing.
Yeah, I didn't think about that at all.
But it's an authoritarian way to regulate conversations that let you know more about people, and it's stupid because people don't want to have a nuanced perspective on anybody. Look, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to Kamala Harris. I'm like, I bet there's a person in there. I bet I can get to that person.
Yeah.
I wanted to find that person. I don't want to hear all the speeches. I don't want to hear. I was raised middle class. I don't want to hear any of that shit.
She's a roller skater. You know that?
No, I would love to find that out.
Yeah.
I would love to talk to her about all kinds of shit. I literally said, like, because there was a few restrictions of things they didn't want to talk about, but I said, I don't give a fuck. I go, get her in here. Like, whatever you want to talk about. And they want to know if I edit. I'm like, there's not going to be any editing. There's no editing.
Yeah.
We're not going to edit. But
Yeah, that's the same thing they
I
asked
just-
us. Is there an edit? You know?
I just wanted to talk. I feel like you give someone a couple of hours and you start talking about anything. I'm going to see the pattern of the way you think. I'm going to see the way you process ideas. I'm going to see whether or not you're calculated or whether you're just free.
Yeah.
Or are you comfortable with you, or are you projecting things? Like, she's got 80 different accents. How do you decide which one to pull out?
Yeah.
Like, she's got
Yeah.
she busts out different accents depending on who she's talking to.
Yeah.
They
I
should have
do
made her
that
talk
too,
to a
though.
bunch of Chinese folks. I would have loved to hear that accent. I want to see what
I do that too, though. I like to meet people where they're at.
Sure.
You know? Oh, if I see somebody that's, I'll be like, "What's happening, my friend?" You know? It's like I like to meet people where they are. You know?
Yeah, she did one with the Latinos where she talked with a Latino accent. I'm like, this is wild. But she's a chameleon. But if you want to be
Yeah.
a successful politician, that's probably a good trait.
I agree.
You know? It's like a comedian that's always on. They kind of get annoying. But if you want to be a comedian, that's probably a good trait. You want to be a politician, you should probably be able to melt into your environment and sort of meld yourself with whatever these people want you to be.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But maybe not. Maybe it's just like I always feel like the environment of debates, the environment of interviews on television, the environment of anything you're doing in front of an audience, it's so fake. It's such a weird way to talk that you don't get a sense of who the person is. So, like, when I got to see Trump on your podcast and you were talking about doing cocaine, then it makes you like an owl.
Oh God.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious, but it was like you got a chance to see that guy as a person trying to figure out, like, who is this psycho I'm sitting here talking to?
I remember that shit. I'll fucking make a nest in my living room, dude. That shit, boy. I'll scoot over to the neighbors and steal some twine in my beak, homie. There's nothing worse than being locked out of your place on cocaine, man.
I can only imagine. But you talking to him, like, as a person is, like, almost more valuable than any other kind of speeches he does. Because when he's in front of everybody talking about we're going to make America amazing, those are great speeches. But you don't, like, she had an amazing speech. When I was like, she could win, was when she had that one speech about Donald Trump, like, scared to debate her, but he says all these things. But you know what I always heard? If you want to say something, say it to my face. And the whole place went crazy. And she was laughing.
I didn't see
timing-
that.
Oh, it was so good. It was her best speech for sure. And it was right when they decided that she was going to run for president.
Maybe that is what,
So it was
what got people involved.
Biden stepped down, and she had one banger of a speech. She looked young and energetic, and like it really made you feel like
she's
this
cute.
is going
She's
to
kinda
be a
cute.
chick. She was hot. She was
Yeah.
younger.
She's
She
got
was
that-
younger. She was a smoke show.
She's still all right. She got that thing on her, I bet.
So this,
You know what I'm saying?
I do know what you were saying. That's why it's so crazy.
Because a lot of brothers love her, too.
Everybody seems to love her.
Look, if the brothers like it, she got that thing on her. That's all I'm saying, you know?
I understand what you're saying. But like that one speech was almost enough for her to win. And if she just didn't talk other than speeches, but they would have done, they needed to do a better job with the speeches because every speech was the same. And the problem with that is we were talking about this, like the internet. You get to see that speech over and over again online, like, and then people make compilations of speech. And it
Right,
looks,
and then the same thing.
but it's like if someone goes to see your act. You know, they don't understand, like, acts, like, to develop a bit, it takes months and months and months to really, like, put it together where it's, like, rock solid.
Yeah.
And you're going to do it the same way or slightly different every night. And if someone comes to see you and goes, Theo's so full of shit, man. He told us the other day that it was just the other day.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, he said it 3 weeks later. It wasn't just the other day. It was 3 fucking weeks ago, dude. You're repeating the same shit.
Yeah.
So that's what
Yeah,
they
you got
feel
too
about-
many leap years, white boy. Yeah, shit like that.
Exactly. So that's what they feel about like a presidential candidate that's telling the same speech over and over. Well, hey, you're not supposed to go see all those speeches.
But yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But the thing is
Yeah,
about
you're
Trump.
not following the Grateful Dead here. You know,
Trump
it's like, but
rambles.
Trump has a lot though. Trump has a lot that are repetitive.
He does, but not in the same order. It's like going to see a Grateful Dead show. It's like fucking, it's all over the place. You know, when Trump gets out there, he just does Dougie. Did you see? He accepted. He had this long-winded speech about the rocket.
That was
about
insane,
Elon caught
dude.
the rocket.
I'm
Yo,
like, you just won the presidency.
edit that down. You can edit that down.
down,
That
dude.
could be 2 minutes.
Beautiful arms.
I was worried about that in the very beginning of the podcast before we got cooking when he was talking to me about Lincoln's bedroom. I was like, oh boy, like where is this going? Like,
I've been in Lincoln's bedroom.
How was it?
It was okay. I think you can bring it up. Actually, it's in Springfield,
they give you-
Illinois.
oh, it is. No, he was talking about the one that's in the White House.
Oh no, I've been to just his child before he got
You
elected.
can go to his childhood home. Oh wow.
It's really interesting. He used to keep his notes in his hat.
Oh, that was a good move.
Pretty
They had
cool.
big ass hats back then.
That head wallet, baby. He had
That's
that
a
bitch
good
on him.
move. That's
yeah.
a good move. It's like
Especially
credit cards behind your phone, that kind of thing. Except if you lose your phone, you lose everything.
You ain't losing that big ass hat. That hat was fucking long, dude.
Ago, I believe.
Oh, there's some mud rats out there that have no genes almost, I feel like.
Like mud rat humans?
Yeah, just people that are just smoking their own dicks out there who have no real, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've met some people who, yeah, they're breathing, but that's it,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, this
You
idea
know?
that we're all created equals. You've never met anybody that's a genius if you say that. I've met some people that I'm like, I talk to them, I go, oh, I'm like a monkey
Yeah.
compared to you. You know?
Dude, I talked to your buddy Eddie Bravo, and that guy is a real.
He's out there.
He's like a deaf Jack Russell almost, you know?
A deaf Jack Russell?
Yeah, because once he gets going, you can't.
Oh, Jack Russell Terrier?
Yeah, you ever been around one of those dogs? You open the car, and then the next thing you know, they're at the they're like sick. Yeah,
But how's he deaf?
because you can't get him back. Like once he goes, you can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't get him back in the car. Like you're sitting there honking the horn, you can't. That guy's out there. You know what I'm talking about?
I do know what you're talking about, but I've never heard anybody make a description like that. A deaf Jack Russell Terrier. That is hilarious.
He's extravagant, dude.
Yeah.
That man's
goes
extravagant. He's
deep.
so motivated.
He loves conspiracies more than anybody I've ever met in my life, and he thinks everything is a conspiracy.
Yeah, no, he definitely, yeah.